Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sylvany. Everyone, look at this. Look at the kid. They changed the front. That's why we're here. Normally, I wouldn't start at the front, but also I can't see my cursor. I don't know if that's a problem. I see it on my recording screen though. Oh God. Hold on. Wait. My slumber is interrupted by a band of sunlight breaking through the shutters and draping over my eyes. Opening one of them, I squint and glance around the room, trailing the light to the far wall. Oh yeah. So if you don't remember, we we followed a fox, I think, into a fable-esque world. We have become a lion, and we are so cutie pie. That was us on the front. And we met some giant wolf guy that I keep trying to give Freddy Fazbear. I don't think it's going to go well. Did I listen to it? Nothing like Freddy Fazbear. I don't have that in my repertoire. I'm going to still do it anyways. My eyes adjust slowly to the dim lighting, and I give a depressed sigh after finding myself in the same room as before. It was It was restless all night. I grunt in discomfort, feeling somewhat sore from all the tossing and turning. The madness of the whole situation has been eating away at me. I laid awake for who knows how long last night, just running everything over in my head over and over again, but never arriving at any answers. I sit up and look down at my hands, still covered in fur. I was hoping to wake up in my own body again somehow, but of course I'm not that lucky. Feeling heavy and groggy, I roll my shoulders and stretch my arms up, letting out a big, miserable yawn. Sleeping with a tail is such a hassle, too. I could feel the lump pressing into my lower back all night. Bro, you sleeping on your back? That's crazy. I don't think I would sleep on my... I feel like most animals don't sleep on their back like a human does. How do these people even sleep with these things? Not on their back. I want to try to get a bit more sleep, but nature's calling, and it's been days since I've used the restroom. Days? How long have we been here? Kicking my legs over the side of the bed, I lean forward and take a moment to wake up. I'll need to take it slow. I don't want a repeat of yesterday and end up falling over again. I pull myself to my feet, keeping my stance wide and my arms out to aid my balance. Yo, he's got that, like, a little lower than T-pose. He's got that standing man emoji. He's crazy with it. It's not exactly graceful, but it's good enough for me, all things considered. Stepping out of the... Dude, I thought he was coming in. Oh, my God. I would jump scare. I've been watching horror all morning, so that really freaked me out. It's fine. Stepping out of the room, I notice there's another door to my right. I grab the handle and give it a jiggle. Locked. Can't be the bathroom. It must be downstairs, or at least that's what I'm hoping for. Well, isn't the tub that's in the room, like the bathtub? I don't know where the bathroom is in, like, medieval times. Because I don't know a lot about medieval-esque history, TBH, so I don't know what they did back then. The shutters are closed, darkening the room. The only light source are slits of morning sun peeking through. Hell yeah! I look around, but the big wolf is nowhere to be seen. Bro, he might be in that locked room. Right, he said he had an errand in the morning. I hope he'll be back soon from whatever he's doing. My stomach rumbles and aches. I really need to eat something soon. All I've had to eat since I've gotten here was dry bread. Bro, you didn't even notice it was dry with your big teeth, big mouth. It's been days since I've had an actual meal, but the twisting in my gut reminds me of a more immediate concern. I look around and spot a door opposite the entrance. Please tell me there's a toilet in there. Hey, yeah, see? This is reminiscent. It's an outhouse-style toilet, but nicer. There's a stone well topped with a wooden counter and a round lid in the middle of it all. There's a table on the right with a block of soap, closed pitcher, hand towel, and a bowl. The room smells pretty bad. I don't want to use it, but I really need to go. If there were only an air freshener to cover up the smell. With no other choice, I venture inside and seal the door behind me. I'll try to make this quick. I open the lid and a wave of stench hits me almost instantly. Yeah, I don't know how you would get it out of that. Vibe. I don't know how outhouses work either, TBH. When I open the lid, the stench hits me almost instantly. Covering my nose, I feel like I'm about to throw up from the smell of manure clogging my nostrils. With my nose screaming for mercy, I I breathe through my mouth instead. I try to keep my breathing low as to not take in much of this air. I'm gonna pass out if I take much longer. Averting my gaze from the hole's contents, I drop my pants to the floor and sit over. The wooden seat is coarse under my legs. It's wood. Oh, it is wood. What do you know? Also, don't you have fur? I don't know how having fur feels like. I should shut up. Oh, this is like toilet paper. It's a leaf toilet paper. You're welcome. I have to hold it to keep it from falling in. Hold what? I think I missed something. Yeah, what are we holding? I'm assuming like her tail? The sensation of a new limb makes me quiver, but I just have to ignore it if I ever want to escape from this room. It took a while to get comfortable, but I'm done. Next to the toilet is a basket of large leaves. I prefer a toilet. Well, I'm sure you would prefer toilet rolls, but if you haven't noticed, we're in like medieval times, my guy. I'd prefer toilet rolls, but they'll have to do. Finishing up, I put the lid back. I'd like to bail out of the room at this point, but I still need to wash my hands. Slay washing your hands. The pitcher's full of water, and after pouring some in the bowl, I wash my hands with the provided soap. The soap is hard and doesn't lather, but since it's all I've got, it's gonna have to be good enough. I dry my hands with a small towel. It's not particularly absorbent. Man, you complaining about everything, huh? Man, you gotta whine about everything. So the fur on my hands remains wet. Stepping back into the kitchen and sealing the stink behind the door, I wipe my hands with my shirt to finish drying them, and then I take a deep breath of fresh air. Yeah. Like, even drying your hands on your shirt, your fur. Like, it takes forever for fur to dry. You can't blame the towel for you having fur. You're covered in fur. My stomach reminds me that I've still not eaten yet, so I help myself to the kitchen to see what I can find. I check the pot, the oven, everywhere I can think of, aside from the hanging spices. There doesn't seem to be anything. There isn't even any more of that rock-hard bread from yesterday. Isn't this kitchen too small for someone as big as Agnar? I mean, it works for me, but I really can't imagine him living here. I'm sure this is like smacking him in the head. Yeah. He had to duck just to get through the doorframe upstairs. Not to mention he probably has to go up the stairs sideways, given how narrow they are. I hear the sound of the front door, and I turn around, expecting to see him again. Hey, it's that nerd that stole my cell phone. What are you smiling about, punk? What, you think stealing shit's funny? Yeah, actually, let me pull out my Glock. I'm kidding, I'm not gonna do that. Instead of the wolf, I see a familiar-looking fox. Yeah, a little thief. Hello there, my good sir. You must be the lion that Sir Agnar was telling me about. And you're the fox that stole my phone, so where is it, punk? It's the fox! It's the fox I was looking for! He's right in front of me! Yeah, watch out, fox boy. You! That's what I thought, too. I was like, this fox. Yep. I don't know what fox would sound like, TBH. I have, like, a really vague memory. Insert what does the fox say. I tried to quickly grab him, but the fox barely evades me, ducking away and trying to put distance between us by standing on the opposite side of the table. Yeah, I'm gonna flip this table. What in heavens are you? I'm not letting you get away from me this time. The fox and I run around the table, always on opposite ends as we fake each other out, trying to control the distance between us. Hey! I'm about to climb over the table and tackle him when the wolf returns and closes the door behind him. What did I do? I did that, hey, Gregory. Lord Mickle, I told you to. Sir Agnar, help! I'm gonna get him. Oh, he better. Yeah, you know what? You better watch out, fox boy. I got 2 fists. I got a knuckle sandwich flying your way first class, buddy. I'm a lion now. I'm gonna get you with my big paws. Yeah, you better watch your step, buddy. Nah, I always got a knuckle sandwich on high delivery. The fox dashes behind the big wolf, his tail barely escaping my grasp as he rushes past me. That's the fox! Grab him! You're the one attacking me. I've never seen you in my life. Quiet. Man, he mad. We made him mad. R.I.P. King. The big wolf's commanding shout silences the room. As much as I want to grab the fox, there's no way I'm getting past this giant guarding him. Agnar takes a deep breath and he adjusts his posture. Both of you, calm down. Nobody's going to be grabbing anyone. We're all going to stay calm. The two of you causing a ruckus will only draw more attention, which is the last thing we need right now. Why? What are you, a vigilante? Like, what's up? Like, who are you? Now that I think about it. The wolf looks pointedly at me before his eyes turn to the fox. Lord Mickle, this is Kay. Hey. Kay, this is Lord Mickle. I don't care what family he's in. About to get that guy. I'm kidding. Or am I? I'm just kidding. Of the... Yeah, I don't know how to say that. Vidskogen family? Close enough. Now, with the introductions out of the way, I know you went into the cave again without telling me. Why did you think it was wise to go alone? I specifically told you to stay away from the forbidden cave until after the hunt was over. What hunt? Hunt what? What are we hunting? I'm a lion. I shouldn't worry about it. Jackmark? The Jackmark hunt is less than 2 weeks away. Dozens of participants are already scouting the forest in preparation for it. If anyone had seen you, or even suspected you were going into the cave, you could be arrested, especially if they figure out what you've been doing these past few months. Ah, so you're suspicious, little fox boy. Like, it's fine. This is me beating up my microphone. But I'm so close to unraveling how... What voice did I give him? I wanted to give him some dweeb voice. What did dweeb sound like? I feel like that just sounds like everybody else. But I'm so close to unraveling how Sylving powers work. I just need more... No excuses. I know you snatched something from the Sylving right in front of them. Even if you haven't been caught, it's evident that you're not being careful when you go into the world. Not only you were spotted, but you led him to our world, and now he's unable to return home. The Sylving's here? Now? Where? Dude, what if I did that Midoriya voice? The Sylving's here? Now? Where? I'm not gonna do that the whole time. That'd be so funny, though. He's right here. Yeah. Yeah. Got something to say? Fox boy! I'm shadowboxing in my chair, because you didn't get the vibes. Agnar gestures to me, and the fox stares at me in disbelief. You mean this lion? Is this Sylving? Sylving. Yeah, okay, great. Without a doubt. He was confused when he woke up. His clothes were nothing like we've seen in the whole kingdom. And he was headed straight for the cave, the moment I left him alone. Mickle? Mikkel. Let's just go with Mikkel. It sounds fun. Takes a step closer, regarding me curiously. And from what I've gathered, he turned into a lion after coming into our world. I'm gonna beat you up. I tended to his fevered body for over a day, and then had to practically interrogate him because you never came and told me what happened. When I was passing the bridge, an elderly cat told me she saw the Sylving running out of the forest the day before. Plenty of other people could have seen him. Who knows what would have happened to him if I hadn't found him first. Is the ability to change form normal for them? I've never heard of... Man, I really need like a good voice. Dude, I really just want to do the Midoriya voice. I just feel like that's accurate. But I don't want to go... I've never heard of... I've never heard of there being any kind of... Oh, of their kind being able to do such a thing. There was nothing like this in the research as I was there. Yeah, you do have that little stinky Midoriya voice, don't you? Could you please stop talking about me as if I'm not here? I have ears. My apologies, it's just this is remarkable. Yeah, about to be as remarkable as my fist colliding with your snout. I'm joking. I'm kidding. To think that the Sylving can transform their body to look like an ordinary deer. Dire? Dude, I'm sorry. All this is going to be wrong. I'm not going to be able to pronounce any of this right. It's fine. What an incredible discovery. Lord Mickle, now is not the time for that. This is serious. Because Kay was too scared to trust me, I made the mistake of leaving him unattended and uninformed. He left the house, dressed like this, and walked through the marketplace in broad daylight. Everyone is now aware of the newcomer. But looking at him like a lion is bad. But him looking like a lion is fortunate for us. It makes this easier for us to handle. Yeah, you better watch out, Fox Boy. However, if anyone ever figures out what he really is, we'll be hunted down for using magic and traveling between worlds. Is that what you've been doing? Hunted? You mean you'll be killed just for being here? Oh, I'll. Damn. It'll never come to that, I assure you. Aside from one elderly woman's claims, there's been no word of any Sylving on the streets. We should be safe for now. That's why we needed to get you home as soon as possible, before anyone discovers the truth. Lord Mickle will retrieve his cloak, and I'll need to figure out a way to get you out of town unnoticed. I mean, dude, just give me clothes and then let me walk out. I don't think, yeah, people will notice a lion, but they're not going to think anything of a lion in normal clothes walking through the town, unless it's very frowned upon for people to travel. That, might be a problem. I don't like the sound of that. The gate, that is to say the cave, will not let us pass through them without a relic. Are you talking about all those glowy rocks I saw? A relic? I was wearing a red cloak when we first met. Do you remember it? Yeah, I have a piece of it right here. Nerd, don't tell me you lost it. No, not quite. I have it on me, actually, but... He reaches into the satchel and pulls out the wine-red cloak that he was wearing back at the cave. When I was running away, a piece of it got torn off. Oh, dude, I have that. I'm afraid that without it, the cloak is incomplete, and it won't work. I recognize the missing shape immediately. Yo, dude, I have that. I dig around in my pocket, withdrawing the scrap I'd pulled from the bush. You mean this? Mickle's eyes light up. I really called him Mickle like nickel, huh? And snatches it from my hands in a flash. That's it, you found it, thank the gods. With this, we just need to have it mended. He's smiling and wagging his tail. The fox is practically hopping from foot to foot, unable to stay still. Yeah, watch his mind. Ooh, I could kill this guy. If I go home now, my nanny can reattach it in a heartbeat. Your nanny? You have a nanny? How old are you? I wouldn't recommend that. If she realizes it's a relic, she might tell your father and he might put you on house arrest for the rest of your life. How old are you? No need to fret. She just mended about everything I've worn since I was a kid. Even costumes. This'll be no different to her. We should be able to get you back in no time. Today, even. The fox is about to leave, but suddenly turns around. Oh, I almost forgot. My apologies for taking it from you. I only meant to have a look. Oh, my phone? My phone? The whole reason that I followed you? Oh, it's fine. If I had my wits about me, I might have simply dropped it as I ran. But I didn't realize I was still holding it until I made it home. Yeah, he reaches around in his satchel, digging around in it before pulling out my phone. My phone. Swing! I'm kidding. He hands it to me, turning it over. It's seemingly undamaged aside from a few scratches on the screen. I hope it still works. It's probably dead. I must excuse myself for now. I'll be back as soon as I can, and perhaps then you'll be able to amend to answering a few questions. I don't want to answer anything. You stole my phone and brought me here. That's like a 2-for-1 sale. I give a dry laugh. I won't be here for much longer, so I might as well hear them. You know what? Sure. Mickle beams. I wonder if it's like Michael. Michael. Dude, what if it's just Michael? Yeah, I don't think so. Anyways. Beams with a bright smile before turning out the door and practically leaping through it. Dude, if all these names are wrong, that'd be so funny. He sure is a lot. Forgive him. Lord Mickle is nothing but full of lust for knowledge. You know, I can tell. He's not a bad person, but his lordship's curiosity can get the better of him. Now that that's taken care of, I have to fetch something. I'll be back soon. Wait. Could I have something to eat? I'm really hungry. Right, you must be starved. There isn't really anything around here to eat or cook. Alright, I know someone who's always ready with a meal. Is it that turtle? Dude, I want to hang out with the turtle. He seemed chill as hell. How do you feel about stew? It's a hearty meat and vegetable soup. The one he makes is the best. Stew sounds great. I'm pretty sure any food sounds great. Good, I'll be back soon. Oh, okay, I'm just staying here. Bye. Peace out, girl. With a nod, Agnar steps out of this door. New main menu background has been unlocked. Is it this? I found the fox, or well, he found me, got my phone back, and if what he says about the cloak is true, I'll be home tonight. I look around and realize that I have nothing to pass the time with. Oh, so I guess that's why, even though we'd been in that cave a lot, we never came here, so we didn't have a quote-unquote relic, whatever that means. I probably should get myself cleaned up. It's been days, and I haven't changed clothes or washed myself. I fetched the water bowl and cloth of soap from the other room and placed them on the dinner table, and proceeded to dress down. Why? There's a bath upstairs in your room. Okay, like, I know that technically, so he's from modern enough times that he has a cell phone. And I mean, like, a smartphone. Bro has a smartphone. But I'm just saying, I know what a tub from, like, dude, I've seen Pride and Prejudice, it's pick Downton Abbey, any of that. And that's not even, like, I don't think that's the right era anyways. But, like, you don't know what a tub looks like? Like a wooden tub? Okay. Huh? Soaking the cloth in soapy water, I start with an arm first to test how to clean myself with all this fur. This is going to go back to normal, right? If I just step through my side and shed all of it off, you're probably going to get sick again, bro. And it's probably going to hurt again. Why wouldn't it work both ways? Even if I pass out again, I'll have my phone on me, and I can just call for help when I come to. Soapy fur feels weird, but I do my best to scrub myself down, determined to get rid of the 2 days' worth of odor. Hell yeah. Wow, rinsing out fur is harder than I thought it would be. Yeah, yeah. Next, I use the unused half of the cloth to dry myself with. Bro, just air dry. Maybe I'm crazy. I would just air dry, you know? I would just sit in that room upstairs, T-posing, turning in a circle like you know, eventually I'll be dry. After a short while, I give up halfway. Yeah. The makeshift towel having given its all. Cleaning was one thing, but drying was even harder. The moist fur feels rather uncomfortable, but at least the odor is weaker. Finally feeling refreshed, I put my clothes back on. They still smell, but it's not like I have anything else to wear. Dude, TBH, I'd steal his clothes. What? The claws rip through my t-shirt as I pull it down, leaving little holes around the chest. Ah, great. Just what I needed. Letting out a weak grunt, I try to stay positive and mood on. Bro, you are like the opposite of positive. You've done nothing but be like, I mean, I guess it's fair, like being in a completely new world and everything's different, but golly! I step out onto the window and look through the shutters, wondering if the big wolf is nearby. The openings are so narrow and the glass is uneven that everyone outside looks more like vague blobs than anything else. Just then, Agnar comes back in, holding a cloth-covered pot with one arm and a big burlap sack draped over the other. Oh, hi. Welcome back. What are you doing? Just trying to spot you on your way back. Not much else to do while waiting. You made it a lot easier by coming in, though. Agnar shows a little subtle smirk, putting the pot onto the table and the sack on the floor. A sack of what? Just like a bag, or where's he going? I like how it's low-key, like they have him moving around the room. He digs through the cabinet underneath the window, retrieving bowls and spoons before setting it on the table. Ooh, that's a big pot. That'll be like a good few days worth at least. I pull up a chair and sit down. Agnar readies the ladle before pulling the cloth off the pot. The smell of meat and vegetables hits my nose, and my mouth immediately begins to water. I hope it's to your liking. He finished making it just before I arrived, so it's still hot. If it tastes half as good as it smells, then I already know I'm going to want seconds. Agnar ladles out a large portion for me. The stew looks even more enticing as he sets it in front of me. Man, they have a lot of stills of him so that they can show him moving around, which is really fun. I like that. He then takes a seat on the bench. Bench? Oh, that is a bench. What do you know? Across from me? Oh, I guess he is like a large animal, huh? Looking content. The stew is just how I expected, with meat and vegetables floating in the thick brown broth. The only surprise are the little chunks of blue mushroom. I get a spoonful with each of the different kinds of chunks in it, carefully balancing it as I find my mouth. When the taste hits my tongue, I'm impressed by the zesty flavor. The zesty flavor. Sorry. I can taste the meat in something like garlic, and the rich broth is enhanced by the perfect touch of salt. The meat is savory, and I can already feel it warming my bones. Hell yeah. I can even taste something close to pepper in the seasonings, but it's mellower than I'm used to. You think they got salt and pepper? Or what? They got salt and pepper in this world, or they got the basic recipes, or the basic spices? They got garlic powder, salt, pepper. I mean, I guess back then they didn't have a lot of... Yeah, you know what? I'll just shut up. My bad. I keep forgetting we're in, like, medieval fable land or whatever. Even the odd blue mushrooms are quite nice, having an earthy sweetness to it. Taking another spoonful, I can feel myself coming back to life from the incredible taste. I don't think I've ever had a stew this good before. I'm so hungry that anything would taste great at this point, but the stew is undoubtedly amazing. By the third bite, though, I can feel something trickling down my chin. Why he's staring at us? Is it because we eat like a rat? Dude, it's because we don't know how to eat with a muzzle. That's so funny. He's staring. I don't know when he started. When did he change how he started looking at us? Oh, look at his little face. So he sits down. He's looking at us. He's like, ha ha ha, look at them eat. They're so fun. And then he's like, what the fuck? And then he's like, what the fuck? That's so funny. That's so subtle. I didn't even notice. Because I'm not looking at the screen when I'm reading. That's so funny. Bro's concerned. Oh, wait. Yeah. The broth drips onto the table. I was so entranced by the taste that I didn't notice it's been leaking out of the sides of my muzzle. I try to wipe it off with my hands, but it just ends up smearing all over my hands as well. I can feel my face turning red with embarrassment. It's okay, though, because you're covered in fur. How would he know? I can't even taste the food without looking like a 2-year-old. Nerd. Here, use this. He hands me a rag that was covered by the pot. I draw off my hands and then my chin first, before cleaning the table with it. Don't worry about the mess. It can happen sometimes. I finish cleaning off the table and look back up at him, still feeling pretty self-conscious. I take it that you like the dish, seeing how much you enjoyed it. Yeah, it's really good. You were right, Agnar. I never had a stew as good as this before. I told you, it's the best in the land. I hear a loud growling sound come from Agnar. Bro, you haven't been eating this whole time? Why is it just me? At first, I thought it was his voice making that sound, but it came from his stomach. He's blushing. He's embarrassed. Why are we embarrassed, girl? Stomach rumblies are normal. That's when I realized his bowl is completely empty. Bro, why? Aren't you gonna have some? I'll eat when you've had your fill. Don't worry about me. I feel bad not waiting for him, but I'm glad to get some food in me. But not if I'm the only one eating. Yeah, we nice or whatever. It would be nice to eat the stew with you rather than taking turns. Besides, there's no way I can eat all of this. I'd really prefer it if you had some yourself. I told you, I'll wait. The wolf grimaces, clearly looking embarrassed at the groaning protest coming back even stronger. No matter what he's about to say, he can't argue with his own body. I look at him with a grin, seeing how troubled he looks, and point my wooden spoon at his belly. You'd better have a listen to us before and eat before it gets any louder. Thank you for your kindness. Hell yeah! Agnar ladles a generous portion into his own bowl and dives in. I hold the bowl close to my mouth and fish out the remaining chunks to eat. The broth is delicious, but I don't want to repeat of it dripping out of my mouth. Usually I wouldn't be this reserved, but I'm not used to eating with an alien face yet. That's an odd way to say that. But okay. Still, I managed not to spill any more of the stew, so that's a win. And now that all that's left is to enjoy the meal. Thank you for letting me eat with you. It's an honor to share a meal with a higher being like yourself. Huh? Higher being what? Huh? I cover my mouth and nearly spit out my stew. I swallow hard and give a small cough to keep myself from laughing. Higher being? Me? You're Sylving, said to be one of the most mysterious beings with great powers, who help out when our kind need it most centuries ago. Dude, I'm just a guy. I'm just your average Joe. You could call me Joe, in fact. I'm Joe, your average guy. I'm just here chilling. I wanted my phone. TBH, I'm not above average at anything. Terrible at athletics, subpar schooling. My job is working in an office. I'm your average guy. I have a basic car. What's a basic car? I don't know. I have a Toyota. I don't know. Me pulling out one of the only car brands I know. I'm just a basic guy. $30,000 a year. I'm your average 40,000. I think that's more close to middle. I'm just an average guy. Lord Nicholas told me about the many magical tools he's seen in your world during his expeditions, like the metal carriages that travel at a great speed along the black roads. Oh, cars? Yeah. Or the black mirrors your kind carry around. He told me you touch and talk through them, and that they convey special meanings through strange sounds. Those are cars and phones. They're pretty common in my world. And I'm not a Sylving, I'm a human. What's a human? Well, what's a Sylving? Do you know what they look like? Sylvings are shown in old illustrations and described as having little to no hair aside from their head. Oh, that's us. They also have a flat muzzle and small round ears on the side of their head. Lord Nicholas described it as such when looking beyond the gate. So there's no doubt that's how they look like. Well, that's what a human looks like. I see. Perhaps we have a different word from your kind. Oh, okay. Maybe. It's a funny word, though. So does your kind bless items with magic to make them work? No, that's just technology. They're made by people who simply improved on what we had over time. They're really advanced, sure, but there wasn't any magic involved in making them. Then how do you make these creations if not by magic? With wires, which he probably doesn't know what those are. Circuit boards, probably doesn't know what those are. Programming, probably doesn't know what those are. Plastic, he might know what plastic is. And electricity, doesn't know what that is either. It's made many different types of things put together, depending on the machine. Agnar has a perplexed look on his face. Not that I blame him. I'm not sure how to explain this to someone who's come from a place without electronics. The point is that I'm not a higher being, just a normal guy with no powers, like anyone else from where I'm from. Then how did your kind come to our world and grant us great powers back then? Do you know how to remove them? I don't even know what you're talking about. 3 days ago, I didn't even know your world existed, much less anything to do with great powers. Sorry, but this is all still new to me. I apologize for jumping to conclusions. We have so much to learn about your world, and it was difficult for me to believe that this technology was made without some sort of great power. But if that's the case, then... The wolf ladles himself another bowl while looking a little distant as he eats, like he's lost in thought. Look at his little sad face. Look at his little sad face. A few minutes go by and the silence between us goes on for some time. Since I'm heading home soon, I can't think there would be any harm in striking up a more casual conversation. Hey, Agnar? You're not carrying that big sword you had on you yesterday. It's kind of hard to miss. That's my broadsword. That's a broadsword? Dude, do you know how tiny that broadsword looked on him? I mean, I get broadswords aren't huge, but, like, they're pretty big for, like, a human. Bruh. This guy's giant. How tall are you, dude? I only wear it when I leave the village. So, you're a warrior of some sort? Mercenary, to be specific. Okay, so I'm gonna look up what a mercenary is. What the fuck is that? What's a mercenary? I normally take many different jobs, but everything from guarding caravans to hired muscle. Oh, let me just put my phone back down. He, in fact, explained it immediately after. Hell yeah. Well, you've sure got plenty of muscle to hire. Do you get a lot of work then? I mean, I assume so. I usually get enough. It's important to be versatile and capable. I'm actually still going to look up mercenary. I lied. What if that's not all a mercenary is? No. Mercenary. Yeah, what's that? Mercenary. Uh-huh. Someone who is motivated solely by their desire for monetary and material gain. They're hired for a foreign army, acting for reward. One who serves. Okay, yeah. Professional soldier. Right. Okay. I get it. Cool. Next. There's a notice board where people put up their requests in exchange for money. That's where I usually earn my coin. Yo, they have one of those in Stardew Valley. 2 of them, in fact. You wouldn't believe some of the jobs I've gotten roped into. Me too. I had to find the mayor's underpants. That's crazy. What? Like what? You'd probably find them rather dull. Lord Mickle has told me many things about your world. My stories must seem dwarf in comparison. I don't know what kind of, high life you think I'm living. Yeah, listen to your stories. I'm an average Joe, bro. I am senior average. I don't have anything going on. Too late. Now you've got me curious. Oops, I didn't realize I would roll forward. Who knows how long it'll take Mickle to get back? What if it's just Michael? I'm looking it up now. God damn it. What if it's Michael? Rah. How do you say this? Someone help him. Mikkel? Okay. Stress. I was like, what if it's Michael? I'm just an idiot. Mikkel. Okay, slay. Oh, wait, that's what I said originally. When I was like, I like Mikkel, that sounds great, and then I proceeded to not use it. Yeah. Hearing some stories would make for a good distraction. All right, if you insist. I can tell you a story or two. He recounts a few of his adventures, how he'd meet different races from far away, wearing different outfits and transporting all sorts of strange products in their wagon. One time he was hired to help move barrels in a wine cellar, along with 2 others. One of them went missing halfway through the job, and they couldn't find him. So how do you think my life is less interesting than yours? It turned out that he had snuck into one of the barrels in the deepest part of the cellar to take a sip without anyone noticing. He was found in a half-drained barrel, drunk as one could be, without any intention of leaving his bathtub of wine. Oh, I bet all that wine is disgusting now, though. The guy didn't get paid, of course. While he still gets work, most are wise enough not to let him near any alcohol. It's become sort of an in-joke with the other mercenaries. Agnar then tells me about the time he was hired to hunt a couple of animals called... What is that? Speakies? Time to look up more stuff. Nope, I spelled it wrong already. It's over. Pronunciation. How do I pronounce that? Even the internet doesn't know. I don't think it matters that much, TBH. Yeah, how do I say that?
Specs.
Bro is just specs? Okay. Well, I guess it is just specs. Okay. For the butcher. As he was running low on meat at the time. What are those? What is that? But when he returned to the butcher, he was carrying an entire ick on his back. UK. The UK. As he had lucked across in the woods. Right. What is that, though? I'm looking up specs. I don't know what that is. No. Okay, I'm just gonna give up. It said, no thanks. I'm guessing specs and icks are the equivalent of hogs and moose. Oh! Dang, I just gotta wait. This game gonna explain it to me. Ooks are rarely seen this close to the settlement, as they prefer to stay in higher places in the mountains. which is why they're highly valued by nobles for their meat and fur. Oh, losers. Agnar still had to go back for the specs? Specs. We just looked it up and I already forgot. But the butcher was so happy about the ook that he gifted a big chunk of its meat to Agnar. Oh, hell yeah. But not all employers are easy to please. He was once hired to train a young man in swordplay in just 2 scant weeks. I feel like that'd be difficult. The clients were the boy's parents, who had hoped that some physical training would help their son become more disciplined. That's not really how that works, but go off for trying, I guess. He knew the basics, but was too impatient to learn the fundamental skills, making it difficult for Agnar to teach him. He would go all out in every session, making wild swings and flashy attacks that would leave him wide open. Yeah, that's about right. But when Agnar told him about the mistakes and how to improve, he would be told about how bad he was at training him. Yeah, you know what? Okay, you think you're not that bad? Okay, He's got them wide open spots. Bah! Got hit in the spot. That's what I'm saying. You need to teach them like Kakashi does, where they're like, yeah, I'm kind of that bad bitch, and then you just show them. You just go, actually, you think your shit don't stink? Okay, let's spar and see how it goes for you. And then they get their butts kicked, and then they're like, oh, let me just sit down for a minute. In the end, he was only paid half of what. Oh, that sucks. Half of the agreed upon fee, and berated for how much Agnar critiqued the swordplay. Well, okay, maybe they shouldn't be losers. No wonder your kid's not disciplined. That's crazy. If I had to train someone like that, I would have given up on the second day. A week later, it came out that his family, who had enough of his behavior, had sent him off to the army. Damn, that's crazy. Agnar wasn't the first to train him, and the other teachers had gotten the same result. Thankfully, Agnar was given the rest of his payment, so it all ended well enough for him. He lets out a sigh, saying that he's not angry. He just wishes he could have done more for him. Oh, that's a nice response to have. I hope that guy learns not to be so much of a jerk to his tutors. Agnar's being way too forgiving towards him, in my opinion. I mean, I think it's fine. It's just like a kid, right? But also, like, to be that person, like, a lot of the time, kids' behaviors is blamed on how the parents... You know, if every time he doesn't do discipline, they go, how could you... You know, and they get a teacher who's trying to discipline him. They can't go, how dare you tell my son... Like, no, yeah, of course he doesn't have any discipline if you're doing all that. Like, my lack of discipline, for sure, is probably from my parents. Because we all have that lack of discipline going on. He lets go of the conversation just to enjoy the meal before it gets cold. Tea. I finish my bowl, and I feel much better now with a belly full of warm food. Agnar finishes off his third bowl. Third bowl! Golly! Okay, well, I lied. It was not going to last long at all. I forget that they're, like, big animals. Not surprising. Someone of his size needs plenty to eat. Mikkel? Oh my god. What was it again? I think it's Mikkel. That's what it's gonna be. Mikkel's still not back, so I pull out my phone to check if it still works. I swipe the screen with my thumb, accidentally scratching it with my claw. Yikes! And leaving a rather noticeable gash. Darn it, I need to be super careful with these claws if I still want to have a phone after all this. There's no signal, no internet. Call and text are a no-go. At least the screen turned on. The battery's now half empty. Not bad without charging it for 3 days. It's been 3 days? I feel like it's only been 2. Oh, we were passed out for a day, that's why. Checking the camera, it looks like everything is working fine. I glance up at Agnar as he finishes his last bowl. Is it alright if I take a photo of you? Photo? Photo. A picture. Why would you start painting before leaving? It'll take too much. It'll take too long to finish. Yo, you know what? You're right for that. Not exactly. I wave my phone around, which Agnar regards curiously. My phone can make one in a second. I'm pretty sure it's the black mirror Mikkel was talking about. So just act natural and smile for the camera. It won't hurt, will it? Don't worry, it's harmless. I just want to have something to remember this place by. And you want to make... And what if we do King? What? And you want to make one of me? I'm flattered, but I'm not worthy of such a thing. There are better things to use your photo magic. Well, you're the first incredible thing I saw when I woke up here. And that, to me, is worth remembering. Oh, I was like, what the fuck is that? Dude, that scared the hell out of me. Oh my god, that was the hugest jump scare. I'll never recover. Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. Dude, I thought it was my house. It's fine. The wolf looks flustered, his eyes light up, and he grins from ear to ear. His tail's wagged behind him, thumping against the wooden bench. Oh my god, I was wondering what that was. That scared me. Seeing him smile so innocently, I can't help but think how cute he is. Yeah, he's just a little guy. Oops. I tapped off the screen. It's fine. A cute, big wolf man. I hold up my phone to quickly snap a picture. Oh, girl, your phone is not doing well. Hell yeah. Perfect. This turned out great. What, already? Yeah, that's it. Oh. Huh. Something wrong? Not wrong, per se. I was just expecting something more otherworldly to happen. Well, yeah, you have to understand that my world is not as crazy as you think it. It's crazy for, like, stuff that you can't fathom happening, but it's not, like, godlike in essence. Sorry, but it's just a phone. These weren't made to be all that grand when using them. But the picture looks great. Here, have a look. I have returned. The front door glides open, and the fox entering with a spring in his step. Welcome back, Lord Mickle. I trust you bear good news? Take a look and see for yourself. Oh, hey, that's mended, like, perfectly. With a flourish, she pulls out a cloak and proudly presents it to us. She mended it perfectly. You can't even tell it was torn to begin with. All right. Then all that's left is return to the cave safely without drawing attention to ourselves. And we'll have our Sylving friend back to his people in no time. Again, I'm right here. My name is Kay, not Sylving. Right, Kay. Pardon me. It's my first time actually talking to your kind. And it's your first time getting a knuckle sandwich. I'm kidding. I'm joking, guys. I'd never... Anyways. I'd never punch a real fox. I would punch this absolute nerd. But before we leave, could you tell us how your kind traveled through the gates the first time? It would give me a better understanding for my next trip. I don't know that answer. My lord, you need to show more consideration. He needs to leave before anyone realizes what he is. But now may be your only chance to ask one directly. I don't know the answer to that, though, is the problem. If we intend to help solve the great conflict in our world, we need to learn more about their powers. I know you want this just as much as I do. And you promised not to drag anyone into this, and look what happened. Haha, nerd. I didn't drag Kay here. He chased me. There's a difference. You took my phone, punk! Yeah, actually, that knuckle sandwich is about to start flying first class, buddy. Agnar lets out a grunt of frustration. Even though Mikkel is technically correct, it doesn't change the fact that I'm here because of him. I don't know what clue you mean by powers or gates and all of that. I'm pretty sure no one else in my world does either. Why do you say that? Your world is filled with all sorts of magical artifacts. You must know something. Okay, I'm gonna get you. That's what I think. If people were turning to lions back home, I wouldn't have gotten a heart attack just from seeing you guys. Perhaps you unconsciously use one of your many magic powers when you cross the veil. I'm going to push you on the floor. If you don't stop questioning everything I say, Mikkel, I'm going to Mikkel you onto the ground. I'm going to Mikkel you. That's going to happen. I'm going to slap the fur off you if you don't stop. Listen, I can't answer these questions when I don't even know what's going on. I'm so tired of this, and I just want things to go back to normal. Just let me go home, please. Agnar walks over to the sack on the floor. Mikkel looks away sheepishly and stays quiet. Yeah, watch out for this knuckle sandwich. We should strive to return before it gets dark. Now's the best time to depart. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. You'll get in the sack. In the sack? Dude, just give me like a cloak or something. That's crazy. And remain as still and silent as possible. I'll carry you to the cave. It's best that you stay out of sight. The more the others see you, the more you will pique their curiosity, and they might start spreading rumors. About what? I just don't understand what you're talking about, I think. Even though there'll be more people about in the afternoon, traveling at night is a lot more conspicuous, not to mention dangerous. Lord Mickle, I suppose... Mikkel. I get it. I'll get it one day. And I are supposed to be helping with the preparations for the hunt. We use that as an excuse for the trip, since going into the forest is expected of us. I know being carried around in an old sack isn't exactly pleasant, but it really is our best option right now. It has a strong smell, so it should cover up your scent. Oh, yeah, right. Animals can smell each other. My bad. If it gets me home, I'll manage. Grab your things, the blanket off the bed, and we'll depart at once. The blanket off the bed? That's not mine. I head up and back down, gathering everything I need. This is going to be funny. Having donned his sword, Agnar takes the blanket and uses it to line the inside of the sack. He then holds it open at my feet. The sack is kind of easy to see through on its own. I'll obscure the onlooker's vision and smooth out the impressions of your body and make it less obvious that someone's inside. Hopefully it'll be more comfortable for you too. I step inside and look up at him, now a bit uneasy about the whole thing. Now, curl yourself up and remember, be still. Make sure you're in a comfortable position before we leave. I'll try not to make it rough for you on the way. He just starts swinging me around. La 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 la. He's like skipping the bag of swing back and forth. La 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 la. But you're gonna have to tough it out. Damn. Oh, I surely can't see anything in here. Burlap sack. Curling up, I feel the blanket wrap around me before being hefted over the wolf's shoulder. My heart skips a beat when I feel how high up I am now. I really hope he keeps a firm grip. I don't want to fall into the hard ground from way up here. How tall is he? Are you ready, Kay? I fidget and settle, trying to find a comfy spot, then pull the unruly tail up against my belly. As ready as I'll ever be. And you, Lord Mikkel? I am, Sir Agnar. Nerd. This guy's a dweeb. Hey. When he opens the door, I can hear the hustle and bustle of the streets. I should have taken a picture of the town before leaving, but it's too late now. I sway from side to side in the sack, bumping into his sword now and again. Agnar notices this and pulls me up slightly, making me rest closer against his body and sway less. My lord? Wolf? I'm assuming that's the, turtle. We come to a sudden stop. I don't know who this gravelly old voice belongs to, but I can tell he's an old man. Hi, Gear. Good afternoon. Gear? Wasn't that the old turtle I met yesterday? I thought you was already in the woods, but... What held you up? I've been tending to a traveler. I found him in poor condition 2 days ago. I needed to ensure his recovery. You mean that twitchy lion with the old clothes? I saw him the other day. Yeah, it's that turtle guy, right? He was looking... Wid? Yo, what's your accent, bro? Does he have like that old like, hey, he was looking at me wide with and big old eyes? Does he have that specific like older kind of accent? I don't know how to do that. I think it's still I don't know. Bigger than what Nisser's done got. What are you saying? Well, those who don't know, you might find your appearance alarming, my good sir. Oh, sure. Ain't my first time hearing that. He does have that old... That's so funny. But tell me, you're taking care of that piddly fella. Why is you both heading out to the woods? We can't neglect our duties. The outsiders are grown dire. He can take care of himself for a few hours. We have to ensure Hello? Oh my god, I'm dying. We have to ensure the forest is safe for the hunt. My family would tan my hide if anything were to happen to the contestants this year. I see. Say, what you got in that sack? Tools needed for our excursion. Bait, traps, boundary markers, ropes. Shouldn't you be leaving the creatures still be till your hunt starts? Man, something about the way he's talking, I just don't get it. I'm just doing my job, Gear. Speaking of which, we need to get moving. We're losing precious daylight chatting away here. Don't mean to hold you up. Just keep on that cat. Uh-huh. Okay. I can tell he's that kind. What the fuck are you saying? Who brings trouble? I tells ya. He really does have that old Britishy thing, but I just don't know how to do that accent, I fear. Without making it very blatantly obvious. That's what I'm trying to do. We'll keep that in mind. It was a pleasure talking to you, Mr. Gear. Hope we see you again soon. I hope not. If you say so, good luck in the forest. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to pull that out. Hopefully I never see that guy again. Finally, that interrogation was starting to unnerve me. Well, hopefully we never see that guy again. After a while, the sounds of civilization have all faded away, only twittering of the birds and the rustle of the breeze accompanying our footsteps as we trek once again into the woods. I give Agnar a poke through the sack and whisper, "Can I come out now?" Not yet. We're in the open road. Someone can still see us. Even if we might not see them. Hold out just a little longer, Kay. It's not much farther to the forest. T. He walked on for a while longer before taking a sharp turn. Agnar's foot becomes uneven. Footing. I can hear the crunching of leaves and twigs, so this must be off the beaten path. Another few minutes and Bird drops me on the floor. All right, we've arrived. The wolf comes to a stop, lowering me back to the ground. I almost forgot which way was up after being crammed in that bag for so long. Hey. Springing out of the sack like a jack-in-the-box, I lift my arms high overhead and stretch to the fullest. Finally! Staying like that was not as easy as I thought it would be. Lowering my arms, we three exchanged perplexed looks. So what do we do now? I'm glad you asked. I will enter the cave first while wearing the cloak, at which point it will align itself with the natural magics of the cave, just like how the witches of old. So you just go in there and it opens? It's a lot more complex than that, but yeah. The magic's very delicate, however. You'll have to wait here until you see a light blue glow emanating from the tunnel. I frickin' knew it! The cloak will open the gate between the worlds, but not until I've reached the clearing. That glow will be your signal to enter. Wait here, Sir Agnar. This will only take a moment. Nerd. Nerd! I don't like that guy. Just because he's a nerd. Dweeb! He's fine. The fox drapes himself in the cloak and scurries into the tunnel, leaving Agnar and myself standing by the entrance. I roll my shoulders and let out a sigh of relief. It's definitely been an adventure, but I'm eager to get home. I glance at Agnar, who's staring into the cave. Have you been in there before? To my world? I have not. I only heard Lord Mikkel's description of what it was like, but it's difficult to understand any of it. My task here is usually just to make sure Lord Mikkel is able to come and go without being seen. Warding off nosy passbyers, giving him an excuse to be in the forest, that sort of thing. Besides, the cloak only hides its wearer. It'll be too great a liability to bring with. The cloak can also hide someone? How does that work? That's what makes something a witch's relic. Huh? It's imbued with magic by a witch that once owned it. Interesting. I mean, I guess technically we have witches, but I don't know if it's... Like, most people don't study or, like, practice witchcraft. So, I don't know. It's imbued with... This one has the power to make the wearer unnoticeable. Interesting. If one were to notice his presence, he'll appear as more than nothing but a vague blur for a few seconds before disappearing completely. At most, people will just think they're seeing things. So that's why I've never heard of him coming back... anything about him coming back home. People couldn't see him. Oh, that was me. Sorry. Until you, that is. Somehow you managed to see through the illusion. Maybe it's because I was already in the cave when he opened it? I cannot say. I wasn't taught much about the magic or relics, but it sounds plausible. Something's not right. There's still no light coming from the tunnel. Maybe it takes time to start up, like a computer? A what? Never mind. Bad example. I've watched him do this many times before. It never took this long. We'd better go inside. He hurries in, with me following shortly behind. Oh no, it's over. Hey! Once inside, we can see Mikkel feeling and examining the wall on the far side of the cave. Why is the gate not open yet? I don't know. It would usually take effect by the time I reach the tree. But now, there's nothing. He looks around, his eyes moving to me, and then the tree, and then back to the walls. I have a theory coming to mind right now that might explain this appearance. But if true, it would prove quite the problem. I swallowed nervously, not liking where this is going. That being, in my studies about witch relics, I learned that enchanted items can be understood like a vessel that contains magic. Imagine a sealed bottle holding a precious liquid. When the cork is removed, the liquid can escape. Oh, so you ran out of magic, huh? Oh, you have a relic and you're not even careful with it? Are you serious right now? Similarly, when the cloak was damaged, it's possible that the power stored within it leaked out as well. I can feel dread deep in my stomach, holding my arms tight around myself. You mean to say that there's no magic left in it? Why didn't you mention this sooner? I thought it would still work if the torn seams were rewoven. But I can see now that my assumptions were flawed. This was very likely no longer a witch's relic and just an ordinary old cloak. Does that mean I'm trapped here? Of course not. This is only a minor setback. There are other witches' relics out there. For all you know, it'll take us years to find them. Oh my god, I hate this fox. I don't really hate the fox, but he's on a tight leash, you know? You better watch out. I always have a knuckle sandwich on back. It's on the back burner. Ready to start flying. Any one of them has the power to open the gates, no matter how simple the enchantment. We just need to acquire a new one. Are there any that you know of that we can use? Not as of yet, but I am extremely lucky to find this one. Oh, I was all ready. If I'm diligent, I should be able to find another one in only a few years, and... Years? Yeah, that's what I thought. That came out wrong. I meant it might take a significant amount of time before I can get a new relic. If we're lucky. If? What do you mean, if? You don't know how incredibly difficult it is to find them. Those who own one won't tell you about it because they're outlawed. They can be dangerous if in the wrong paws. You mean like yours? Why would you even have one if you knew it was illegal? Now, just wait a minute. I did it because we need to know the truth about what your kind did to us 600 years ago. Agnar pulls him to his side. Meanwhile, I'm clenching my hands and holding them to my chest. But it's not helping. These claws are stabbing me as I try to close them over and over, denying me any release of tension. My grief and frustration swirl together in a vortex of emotion. I think we should punch Fox. What's the worst that could happen? I know a good way to relieve some stress. Whoa, 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 whoa. Me shadowboxing in my chair. The sense of powerlessness and rage fuel one another in an endless feedback loop. I think I'm going to throw up. Lord Mikkel, you need to understand the situation you put him in. He lost his only way back. You shouldn't speak so dismissively about it. I thought he would understand. I don't even see what the big deal is. Sylvings can live for centuries. Staying a couple of extra years should mean nothing to him. My only way to go back home is gone. Is this what nothing looks like to you? Because of your carelessness, you've dragged him from his home to our world, which he didn't even know existed. Why did I have to meet him in the cave? But bringing him here was not my intention. His black mirror was right there, and he was sleeping, and I just had to figure it out if he could help us in some way. A lot of things. You just had to go into the Forbidden Cave without telling me, and you saw him, and you just had to look at his belongings without even trying to be careful. So stop treating like this is just an accident and start taking this more seriously. Period, Agnar. Rake that little nerd over the coals. Rake him over the coals. Oh. Something's happening. Okay. You fucking bastard. Wait, why do I have electricity? This is crazy. Ooh, I'm electricity. Yo, I'm crazy. I'm pretty much Zeus right now. What? Lord Mikkel, take cover behind me. This is all your fault. I'm stuck here because of you. If you just left me alone, none of this would have ever happened. Okay, you need to calm down, No, shut up. I've had it. Nothing has gone right ever since I met that stupid fox in this fucking cave. Why can't you just let me be, Mikkel? Why do I have to be the one who pays for your stupid mistake? Because of you, I'm trapped in this backwater madhouse for who knows how long. I can't even tell anyone back home where I am. What are people going to think happened to me? No one will ever find me, and my family will think I'm dead because I'm on a literally different freaking planet. If your stupid ass hadn't come here, I wouldn't be looking like this. I got a freaking tail. That's not normal. None of this is normal. Kay, if only I hadn't come here, I wouldn't have chased you because apparently I'm a fucking idiot. If only I I chased him like an idiot. I probably would have done it too. I slumped to my knees, my sight drowned out by my tears as the weight of reality presses in on me. I buried my face in my hands, hunched over the ground, crying my heart out. Yeah, fuck you, Fox. Fucking hate your ass. Yeah, you know what? I've decided I do hate that Fox. Nah, officially. Actually, that Fox can, get bent. Fuck you. I'm so angry with myself. I knew something was strange from the moment I left the cave. There's no way a huge forest, mountains, and other things could have been there. I mean, but, like, TBH, as long as you didn't leave the cave, that's probably the only way you would not get caught. Like, the second he left, it probably closed the gate, so you still would have been stuck, even if you'd turned around the second you left. I saw strange, twisted purple trees on my way out that I've never seen before, and just ignored it. It would have been so easy to turn around, get a new phone, and be home already. But no. I had to keep going, despite all the red flags, just because I wanted my phone back. And now, I'm stuck here. What am I supposed to do now? I take a long breath, slowly raising my head to meet their gaze. I feel heavy after crying for so long. Mikkel and Agnar stare at me, clearly uncomfortable. They haven't said anything this whole time. I give a hard sniff as I taste my salty dribble of snot reaching my lips. Gross. I wipe my sweater across my face, sniffling again, and letting out a long, uneven groan. Kay, I didn't mean to let this happen. I was blinded by my fascination to your world and my mission to understand magic and its relics. And in my haste, I have taken your home from you. It was a mistake, but that's no excuse. From the bottom of my heart, I truly apologize for for doing you wrong. Okay, TBH, like it doesn't matter, because your apology doesn't mean shit to me. Oh, your hunger for power and knowledge got me stuck in a world that I didn't want to be in. And then you were like, I don't see what the problem is. I thought you would, fuck you. The only reason you're upset is because you feel guilty. The only reason you're apologizing to me right now is because you feel guilty, not because you feel bad and that you feel empathy for me. Bitch. Stupid fox. I will make this right. Yeah, you will. Or I'm about to slide an electronically charged knuckle sandwich to you. You should come back with us to the house where it's safe. Agnar drops to one knee, offering me his hand. Here, take my paw. This is where the romance begins. What? I stare at it a moment, hesitating before taking it and letting him pull me back to my feet. Oh, man, that was fast. I'm curled up, facing the wall below the window. My mind is swimming with so many thoughts. It's been hours since we got back, and the pit in my stomach is still there. Agnar came up once to give me what was left of the stew. He heated it up for me, but it's long gone cold. I don't have much of an appetite. I was given a new blanket, as the old one had gotten dirty from the trip. I can pick out a few words whenever Mikkel and Agnar raise their voices downstairs, but not enough to understand what they're saying. My mind keeps going back to the white light in the cave. What was that? Did it come from me? If that actually was me, what would have happened if I didn't stop? What if I couldn't have stopped it? What if I hadn't wanted to? My list of questions had multiplied from there. Just, what even am I doing at this point? Can I even call myself human anymore? But I'm not a deer either. This isn't me. I can hear the front door open and close, followed by the sound of Agnar's heavy footsteps coming upstairs. Are you still awake? His voice is gruff and his tone is soft from behind the door. I would say it's too late at night to talk, but it's not like I'm able to sleep either. I let out a weak grunt, slumping over to sit up by the edge of the bed. I barely register the cold when my feet touch the wooden floor. Yeah. Oh, his eyes are glowing. That's fun. Hey. The wolf glances around the room for a moment, looking hesitant. Bro's looking awkward. Oh, yeah, he feel bad. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him at all. I'm mad at the fox. TBH. Just because, that level of, unconcern about other people is crazy to me. That's insane. He walks up next to me, gesturing to the other end of the bed. Can I sit here? Sure. Oh, he looks so sad. He turns and sits down, the bed slowly creaking as the mattress sinks under his weight. His chest swells slowly as he takes a long breath before letting it out through his nose. Sad boy music. Okay, I can only imagine what you're going through right now. It must be a lot to bear. To bear? Freddy Fazbear? Sorry. I can't take anything seriously. I'm so sorry for what I did back in the cave. When you started to glow, I reached for my sword without thinking. You're real for that. Instead of taking control of the situation, I got scared and only made it worse. I'm sorry, too, for lashing out at you in the cave. I don't even know what happened. I was just so angry. Like that was all I could think of. I promised to help you, that I wouldn't let you come to harm. Oh, he's so sad. They animated him being depressed. That's so cutie pie. Slay. I mean, like, half slay, because he's, like, depressed or whatever, but, like, slay. Agnar turned his head away from me, looking ashamed and at a loss for words. He looked more upset with himself than I could ever be. No, I get it. What happened in the cave was stressful. I mean, if it was the other way around and someone started to shout and glow in front of me, I probably would have started running or throwing things. That still doesn't excuse what I did. I was trained to be better. That shouldn't have been my immediate reaction. I won't lie, though. It was very scary. I've never had a weapon pointed at me before. I'm not going to hold it against you. You apologized, so I can't stay mad at you. Besides, getting a sword shoved in my face isn't even the crazy thing that's happened to me so far. That's a big fat lie. I was scared to hell, but to get cut by it, but I'm playing it off like it's nothing. That's kind of you to say. Still, I wish I had done more. I never considered the possibility that Mikkel would bring someone back through the cave, intentionally or not. I should have tried harder to really make him understand the risks of visiting your world. I knew he was driven, but I thought he had more self-control. Well, he seems like a kid, so. And because of that, you were here. My eyes wander the dark room, settling on my sweater and satchel on the floor. Yeah, I'm here. What is this? What are we doing? What are we doing right now? I can feel the weight of his paw that settles on my back. The shape and size are both strange to me, but at the same time, it puts me at ease. I like that they animated this. That was a really cool, yay, animation. Hell yeah. His eyes meet mine, and the amber irises have a gleam of warmth to them. You'll be all right. I'll make sure you're safe until the day we open the gate again. He doesn't say a word as he keeps his hand on my back, rubbing it in a slow rhythm. I can feel the scritches from his claws through my shirt. It feels nice. He sets his paw back in his lap, holding his soft smile. I wish he'd continue holding his hand on my back, but it was enough to make me feel a little bit better. Lord Mikkel and I have been talking. You're welcome to live in this house as long as you're here. He'll provide you with everything you may need, and I'll be your personal guard while you stay with us. Us? He lives here? Punk. I don't think he lives here. It may take some time to find another relic, but we'll get one. I'm sure of it. But what if I'm found out? You said it yourself. It would be dangerous if I stay. Should it ever come to that, anyone who want to harm you would have to go through me. I will turn them, excuse me, into clatter frank pulp before they can even get a chance to get to a strand of fur from your head. He confidently flexes his arm, showing off the size and strength. He tilts his head in a taunting display, clearly telling me what would be golly. Like, that's crazy. Look at this. Sorry, I'm locked in. Okay, clearly telling me what a would-be assailant would be up against. That's nuts. Bro, like, I know he's, like, muscly or whatever. That's crazy. That's crazy. Anyways. The sudden bravado catches me off guard, and I smirk back at him. I feel sorry for anyone who'd dare to go up against you. Whatever a clatter Frank is. Agnar gives a sly smile, and we both snicker. I'll be here all night, so feel free to come downstairs if you need anything at all. Whatever you may need, I'll do my best to tend to it. I mean, within reason, of course. There's a lot I can't do, but I'll try my best. Not that I can do anything. There's plenty of things I can do, just not everything. Seeing him stumble with all his words, it's hard not to smile. It's sweet that he's so kind to me, even after what happened today. My chest feels a little lighter, knowing he's got my back. What I'm trying to say is, I'm here for you, for whatever you need. You should try and get some sleep now. It's late. Remember, you're always safe here. Wait, Agnar? I just wanted to say thank you for being so nice to me and for helping me so much. Even when I'm not a real lion. After everything we caused, I'm just glad to be of help to you. We will get you home someday. You have my word. I smile, and as he says that in such confidence, it gives me a bit of hope, even when it won't happen anytime soon. Good night, Kay. Rest well. Good night. Hell yeah. I don't know if this is like a you can date multiple different animals or just him. But even if it was multiple, we'd be dating him. Period. Okay. This is where we're gonna put in a save. Let's go. W save. So that's where we're gonna end it for now. Eee! This is such an interesting little game. I figured they weren't gonna let us go back so easily, but I wonder what the hunt is about and what magic they're talking about. There's a lot of lore going on, and I'm ready for the lore. So I'm hoping you're ready for the lore, and I'm hoping you're having so much fun, maybe as much fun as I'm having, maybe even more. And I will see you all next time. Bye.